Alright guys, I want this to serve as the intro to this rant, basically. So I'm trying to keep it tame. I know I've mentioned in multiple videos, which should be posted before you guys see this. I'm making this in November, this intro. But you're going to see different parts, things I've recorded at different times, and I'm going to show you like some emails and stuff after this. And basically, I just submitted a official complaint to the Better Business Bureau of New York State on TOPPS trading cards in New York. That's where they're based out of, their corporate office. So it's the first time I've ever done that. It's worth sharing with you guys just because the customer service I received from TOPPS was so horrific the last year and a half that I thought it was worth actually sharing, doing the video, and kind of showing you the conclusion. So I feel, based off my conversation with the mediator at the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, I think based off of that, I think that I'm going to get a resolution here soon. So TOPPS, basically, to keep it as short as I can, because I know this video will be long, so at least you have an idea what's going on. The conclusion should be at the end, assuming there is a conclusion. It's going to be the last part of this, if I receive what I'm supposed to receive from TOPPS. So back in May of 2015, this is November of 2016 when I'm recording this, they had a recall. I forget, it was April, May, whenever they had the recall on 2015 TOPPS Tribute Baseball. These are the cards that, it's $50 per pack, multiple packs per box and stuff. So very expensive stuff, on-card autographs, one of my favorite sets ever. It's actually my favorite autograph set ever made. Not necessarily 2015, but Tribute in general. Obviously, I'm a Griffey Jr. super collector, so I actually bought 3 of the autographs, and I was able to provide that to TOPPS, show them the auction number, show them me receiving the goods, because you can show that it's delivered to you and stuff. So there's no questions as to what I purchased. And I purchased 2 of the 3 items before they did the recall, and the third one after they did the recall. And what I decided to do was, once I got them in hand, I kept one for my PC. They had runny ink. It was pure garbage. It was a terrible set. They admitted it, obviously, and there was so much negative feedback to them, they actually did a product recall. They recalled all cards from that product. So I kept one, which I ate the hundreds of dollars I spent on it. I sold one to my friend Bradley in Waco, so he was aware that it had the runny ink. I actually might have traded it to him. I don't know, but either way, I know Bradley got one. I don't know if he still has it or not, but that's irrelevant. So, and then the third one, which was not the most expensive of the group, but the third one I said, you know what, I'll send it back to see what I get for it. Because in their recall, they said whatever you spent, whatever the market value is, which market value, since I bought it at auction, is very accurate. So it was, at that time, I spent $400 at auction for this card, for an on-card autograph of Griffey. It was out of 10 or 25. It was one of the more limited versions. I don't recall exactly which one now, because I'll have to review the emails since it's been 18, 19 months right now. So anyway, I sent them the card as directed. Once I called them, got the information on the product recall, what they told me is we will email you a list of what you can choose from that's equal market value. And then in addition, and this is all in writing online, you can Google it real easy. I might show it in this video, but you can easily find it. It's still out there. They said we'll give you market value plus a $100 value card of our choosing, so from TOPPS. So I was fine with that. So basically I get $500 value. Not necessarily Griffey back, though, in replacement for sending in my card. And then they ended up doing, at the end of 2015, I believe in December it was, they did a re-release of Best of Tribute or something like that under a different name, and they re-released kind of the same type of cards that were fixed with better autographs. So they could have just replaced it straight Griffey for Griffey, but they didn't. But anyway, from May of 2015 until right now, November 2016, there's still no solution when I'm recording this intro. Nothing's been done. They stopped correspondence with me, so I turned in October to Twitter, a couple Instagram posts as well, but mostly Twitter, same name, Thundering24, and just started blasting them, their customer service. And I had a few of you guys help. Shout out to Tom Gatos. He did a lot of help, retweeting stuff and trying to help me contact them. It's one thing if there's a redemption. I've been doing this for so many years, like a lot of you guys. I mean, I've been on YouTube alone since 2006, early 2006. Just under this name. So redemptions I get. I've waited 3 years. I've waited 4 years. I know sometimes it just takes a long time to get the card from the player. It's not TOPPS' fault or Upper Decks or Panini's or whoever. So I'm okay with that. I understand that. Although it's frustrating, I get it. This was different. They said you have a recall deadline. You have to send it by this point. and then we'll give you X, X, and X stuff, right? Like they told you what you're going to get essentially up front. So this was, again, May of 2015, so it should have been handled by now. And I've gone back and forth extremely politely for a year and a half, and then they stopped writing me, completely ignoring me, and they've stolen my card, which they've had since last spring. So I just started blasting them. And then once they didn't respond to that stuff, when I tried it in a harsh way, when I stopped being polite and just kind of tried to bully them like they were doing to me, that didn't work either. So it got attention, but it didn't get a response proper from TOPPS, except for, we'll get it out, which didn't happen. So they kept lying to me, and the Better Business Bureau, I believe, is now going to help me, which, again, it's an interesting thing to try out because I know they're part of that. I know they're a paid member, and I've never used the BBB before, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out, see if they get me exactly what I was supposed to get. But it seems promising. The guy that I'm working with, the mediator, it's very easy. I have to give him very detailed information, which I did. I can provide dates and everything. I don't delete emails, so I got everything. Unlike some politicians, I don't delete any emails. So I got all the information, and I think I'm feeling good about it now, so this should be able to be posted soon. And now you guys know what happened. So they stole my tribute card, essentially, and gave me absolutely nothing except for runaround for the year and a half plus. So we'll see where this goes, and you can see the proof in this video, and again, the end will be whatever the conclusion is, whatever they send me or don't send me. Well, I'm going to wait till something is sent to me before I post this, but it should be soon now, so we'll see. Okay, guys, trying to do some of this rant video from whenever I show it to you guys on this handheld camera here, so I apologize if it's a little shaky or something, but I want to give you the basics. You can see the date was May 22nd, 2015. Zoom in on that. I'm on my Yahoo Mail here. Right at the end of the day on the 22nd. And it's November of 2016 right now. So trying to put all this together for when I get a conclusion so you guys can all see it. You can see down here. So I had already called them like the week prior, right? So, unfortunately, I can't show you guys the phone calls because, well, I'm not going to show you where I made the call, but I can't have a recording for you, but they have them, and I told them to reference it in some of my emails. Anyway, I had a chat with customer service rep, exchanging my Griffey Jr. autograph, accounts under this email, blah, blah, blah. I was supposed to receive an email back. I wanted to make sure I wasn't forgotten on accident. Please advise. Thank you. Multiple exclamation points. Chad Caldwell. So being extremely kind because stuff comes up. I didn't expect there was anything shady about it. Just figured that maybe you forgot about it or just wasn't urgent or whatever, which is fine. But don't forget, it was their recall. Okay, as you can see here in reverse order at the bottom, there's like the email from May where my mouse is. June 2015, June 2015, July 2015, August. I think this jumps into this year. This is 2016, I think. Let's see. Yeah, jumps into this year. You see, most of the titles are the same. Questions related to the return in 2015 and redemption. Because I had another redemption that was also, they told me they weren't making the card. So they were supposed to send me a replacement for that thing too. So kind of separate, but they said they would just package it in together. Which, again, I was being flexible with them, so just these are random emails. You can see it goes through August and September and November, so I wasn't hounding them, but I was staying on top of it enough. These are all emails to and from customer service. And then there's also been 3 phone calls in there. The original phone call that started it, and then 2 during this whole mess over the last year and a half. On this one here from July 6th, 2016, so a full year later, they confirmed that that 2013 museum collection card of R.A. Dickey wasn't being made. It was numbered to 10. It was a patch auto to 10. They said they weren't making it, so they said they would add that in, whatever the current market value was, and just replace that, along with the Griffey card from Tribute they were going to replace. So this is a full year later, they were getting to that part. So this is July 14th, 2016. This was, again, they mentioned R.A. Dickey, which is not the centerpiece of this, but the emails contain information on both. So, accept apologies on the confusion. They've escalated the Griffey Jr. issue to the manager, which I've received, and although I'm not showing every email because it's long and boring, I received that same notation a half dozen or more times, that I'm escalating it to my manager, we'll have an answer next week, or send it out next week, and it never happened. There's the R.A. Dickey value, which obviously fell from when he was Cy Young winner, but whatever. We cannot guarantee the product, player, team, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then don't hesitate to contact customer service, which I again did call in to talk through it and got no answers yet again. In August, I started to get more pissed off, but again, didn't want to take it out on the customer service rep. But I said, look, I got a huge Griffey collection. It's massive. It's been in Beckett, so I don't collect other people. So I said, as for the replacements, I'm looking for somebody living or dead. Doesn't matter. That's Hall of Famers, including Sandy Koufax, Henry Aaron, that type of thing. So thank you kindly, Chad C. So try to be very direct about what I'm looking for, so they didn't send me crap, but trying to get them to actually send something at this point, which wasn't happening. Alright, right here, it's late August 2016. Thank you for your response about the replacements. We've not been able to come to an agreement, blah, blah, blah. That's what they were saying. So they made an offer to me because I went back and forth with them, telling them I wanted, very simply, the Hall of Famers. That's it. So at this point, I really didn't care. I just wanted a replacement of some kind. They offered me, in replacement for both cards collectively, mainly the Griffey card, which was worth way more than either one of these two cards. So I'm not happy about the value replacement, but I just wanted to get this shit over with. And I actually wrote that to him. I'm sick of this shit. Can we please just finish this? Just send me something. I got to that point around July, August of this year. So 2016 Koufax and 2015 Museum of Griffey, which I already have. Let me know at your earliest convenience. Covering up my mailing address right there, but apologies. Once again, apologies in writing. Same old story. We'll ship it right to you. To which I replied, okay, my email in response to that, August 31st. Again, this is late November now, so when I'm recording this, August 31st. Little typo there, but it said, I'm fine with those replacements, basically the Sandy Koufax and the Ken Griffey Jr. Not happy with the value, but whatever. So what I wrote was, I'm happy with those at this point, just want to get it resolved. Or as much as I love TOPPS products and I've been a loyal customer, I have a genuine problem with how these things are being handled. As I've written you before, I understand the setup you're in and personally cannot do what you want. So I don't blame you. I was writing that to this person named Minerva. But clearly there's a leadership issue over there. Leadership issue, yeah, for sure. Say blah, 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 blah. If there's a way I can be part of a better solution, I'd be happy to give detailed feedback. If that doesn't help, well, that's unfortunate. But again, frustrated with the system. I was at the National Sports Card Show. I must say dozens of collectors hanging out with myself are very much fans of Panini's new way of handling exchanges and redemptions. Although their point system is not as fun for a collector, TOPPS clearly has better products but Panini, but I think some things could be improved by looking into their systems. So I'm trying to give them legit advice, not be a dickhead, right? And I'm extremely pissed by this point. So kind of lost it later, but thank you kindly for your personal efforts on my behalf over there. I'll make sure my friends are aware that you helped me, and I promise that, and that's what I'm doing. Because to my knowledge, Minerva's not the problem. Taking the blame, but not the problem. Yeah. Alright, this one's on September 24th. So it's where I started to express that I was pissed before I went to social media. Again, you can reference some of the tweets and stuff, but we're back at square one, 25 days since you confirmed my cards are being shipped. It's now been 16 months. Haven't shipped. This is a joke to y'all in the offices over there. This is the most horrific customer service experience of my life. So I sent that September 24th, and then I never heard back at all. That was it. So November 2nd, I sent this. Where are my cards? I'm so sick of this shit. I told him I was going to do a viral video and stuff. I'm asking, not telling you, do it. I'm sick of the horse shit. I deserve better as your customer 25 years spending tens of thousands of dollars on your cardboard. Stop fucking scamming me. I'm going to absolutely destroy you in a viral video. I don't deserve this. So this is 16 months was September, so October, November, December. So 19 months. This whole thing is 19 months, assuming it gets handled as they said it's going to be handled. So, yeah.
almost 2 years, well over a year and a half, just to get a replacement card that they said to send in, and they gave me a deadline I had to return it by, which I did. So I did my part. They gave me a deadline. I don't see why I can't give them one. So, yeah. Pretty sick of it. It's a shitty situation, but that's why I turned to you guys and Twitter and the Better Business Bureau to help out, because they ignored me. Just to really briefly show you on Twitter, so it's my first time ever logging in on a computer, so it's kind of weird looking. I don't get on Twitter or any other media too often. YouTube and Facebook kind of what I stick to, but this is my page, obviously same name. So you can see just right back here, like I barely ever tweet, but you can see like the type of stuff I was writing here. So 18 months to run around and still being dicked over by TOPPS support, TOPPS cards. I tagged TOPPS Fails, who's a person in our community here. TOPPS customer service scams long-time customers. Here's a screenshot. I started sending screenshots because, again, they were ignoring me. For a couple months, they didn't write back in any way, shape, or form. They completely ignored me. So it said 2 to 4 weeks is the estimated time of delivery, and this was back in September. So I should have received it in October. But instead, I waited until the end of November before I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. Some Marshall stuff on there, you know, the norm. Here's other stuff here. Don't be polite. They'll ignore you, scam you for years if you let them. But thanks, please advise. Like, this is the end of one of my things. I sent them, and then the response, I guess. I don't know. Oh, no, this is 3 different things. This is how I ended 3 different emails to them. So I was basically showing where I've been super nice to them, and they've just been assholes to me. So I sent out multiple tweets back to back to back. You can see there's a little screenshot, which I showed some of these earlier. So anyway, I didn't understand it, and I wanted to make sure it was public. And since this, I actually got contacted back. So the social media stuff did get me contacted back, and the Better Business Bureau actually pushed it forward to another level. So there's that. Making sure I file an actual formal complaint here on these pricks. So information, TOPPS Company, obviously Whitehall Street, New York, New York. Consumer to business complaint. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out. And I'll be back. Just finished the Better Business Bureau complaint, review and submit. So I'm about to do that right now. You can see it asked the date of transaction, which was 4/1/2015. And the first time I complained or contacted them, or whatever, was 5/11/2015. I have emails for all this, as you know, I'm also talking about. But it said date you complained. I picked 3 of them. There's more than 20 emails that I've sent. So purchase price originally $400. Disputes $500 because their recall notice said specifically it was the sell value or the purchase value at market currently, which was $400 for the card, and $100 on top of that card of their choice. So $500 total in value. Anyway, that's where that number comes from. But yeah, I got the whole thing, so just submitted that right now. And there's the official submitted complaint, just to show that that went through. So that part's done. 11/10/2016. Again, this dates back to May 2015, so a year and a half ago. TOPPS trading cards, complete, utter bullshit runaround they've given me. It's been such an awful experience. The worst ever in my time collecting, which was since before I have memories. I was collecting since age 3. I can remember it back to age 5. So as long as I've been buying off of TOPPS and cared about this hobby, there's been mistakes and weird things happen, and the occasional maybe collector scams you or something. So there's things that leave a bitter taste in your mouth that you don't really forget. But as far as a company just mistreating me and scamming me outright, it's like, this is disgusting. This has actually slowed down my purchasing at least 80% less. The last 6 months, I've bought so much less stuff in the last 6 months than I've ever bought in decades. I just don't care about it right now because of how poorly they've treated me. Alright guys, finally the conclusion. So I've been pissed off for a long time, obviously, as you just heard in this video and may have seen on like social media and stuff. So there's finally a conclusion to this, and I wanted to show you what that was. This is December 1st, 2016. I just got FedEx Express priority overnight
from the TOPPS company. Should be able to read that there. So all I do is fold it so it doesn't show my address and stuff. But yeah, so I got this box now. So the official, like the people at TOPPS didn't do anything. They just stopped answering me. They just completely cut communication. So I don't understand what the problem was. And at that point, that's when I mentioned I went on social media and just blasted them harshly because I can. I don't really care any other reason. I mean, that's the beauty of social media. I hate that people troll on it all the time. It doesn't bother me personally, but some people get on there just to aggravate people. But it is good in circumstances like this where you're being ignored by a person or a company or whatever, where you have some legal right to something. You can't always just go to court. I mean, court's already backed up. You're not going to go to court over something that's $100 or $500 or even like for me, I wouldn't go to court for $1,000 thing. It'd have to be a big deal. So you're not going to go to court over it, but you need some level of available. I don't know how to say it without sounding really fucking mean. You just need to be able to communicate with them, even if it's one-sided. You need to be publicized so then other people can have your back, which I appreciate you guys that did have my back and retweeted stuff and commented and stuff, so at least you know what's going on. It's important that that communication gets through that channel, even if it's one-sided, so you know they're receiving it, even if they're not responding to it. So, and that's what they were doing, is not responding. So thanks to the Better Business Bureau, the first time I've ever gone to that website, first time I've ever used them or filed a complaint or anything along those lines. I always thought it was kind of a joke, because Better Business Bureau, what they do is they charge members a fee. So you're a paid member, you know what I mean? And then they put, if you're in good standing or whatever, and rate you. So not being a member of the BBB as a business owner doesn't mean anything bad. It just means they chose not to be members. But if you are a member, you're held to those standards to keep your qualifications and your grade. So TOPPS was on there. So thanks to New York State's Better Business Bureau, within a couple weeks or less, part of that being over Thanksgiving, within a couple weeks though, I got this. I got a note yesterday that TOPPS would be responding immediately, and TOPPS said we're sorry, and they blamed it on, I'll show the thing, but they blamed it on something else. Again, another excuse. It's all they've been doing since spring 2015, and it's almost the very end of 2016. It is December, so anyway, they said they were sending an extra gift plus the cards that they owed me, so we'll see what's in here together. I was wearing a shirt, not because I'm happy with them, but I've already spent so much money with them. I just have stuff. Being a player collector, a super collector, Ken Griffey Jr., I can't just not buy his stuff. I mean, that's what I want, is his stuff. And unfortunately, TOPPS makes the best looking quality stuff of Griffey at this time, especially with Upper Deck basically out of the game for the most part in baseball. So kind of stuck buying the singles, buying into group breaks and stuff, but I've not purchased a TOPPS box for just over a year. I would say fall of 2015 was the last box that I purchased, and I'm the type of person that would buy several boxes, like multiple boxes a month, so I bought none. So I'm not completely not supporting them, I suppose, but I've certainly cut it down drastically. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew this entire story, saw the conclusion of it. So you hear the backstory and see the conclusion, because I don't think it's fair to not show the conclusion. It's not fair to them, and I like to be fair to them, even though they've been jackasses for a long time with me. Anyway, looks like a box of cards. See, it's empty in there. So anyway. But it is funny that they finally responded when the Better Business Bureau stepped in and gave them my official complaint, which was a huge complaint, as I think I already showed in this video. I'm doing this part of this video on a different day, so I should have shown it by now. And once they got that complaint, that's when they finally wrote back through the BBB and said, we'll handle it. We're going to overnight something to our customer, blah, 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 blah. And they, like I said, again, blamed it on... they say shipping department or something like that. I don't know. It's complete bullshit. So here's the stuff. Take it down my lap here. Take a card here. Sure, it's a nice apology. it sucks, man, because the amount of money I've spent with Topps is just, it's ridiculous. And that shouldn't matter. I mean, if you're a customer one time versus being a customer for decades, like I have been, it shouldn't matter. Everybody should be treated the same. But it's like, it's really, just really ignorant the way they were treating me. I hated it, man. It was bullshit. So here is the note, which I will attempt to read out loud while holding down being pissed still. Just trying to wipe this out of my mind, because after this video, it's done. I will still have that bitter feeling towards Topps, specifically their customer service, not the products. The people in creative and development side do a great job. Their customer service is shit. So, dear Chad, please accept my sincere apologies. I take full responsibility for not shipping the enclosed cards to you. I have included a box of 2016 Bowman baseball for any inconvenience this has caused. If you still have any questions or concerns, please email me at the contact information below. Thank you for your patronage and continued interest in our products. Sincerely, Minerva. Now, Minerva is the person I was going back and forth with for the most part, almost every email I sent. And I was careful not to use Minerva's name in like my Twitter things and stuff. I wasn't blasting Minerva because I know that whoever Minerva is has a boss that has to prove everything, because it's real clear they have no power. They don't empower their employees. So you guys that are employees would know, or have employees know, like if you empower your employees, almost always you're a more successful business when people feel like they have control over what they do at work rather than they're slaves. So when you give them that feeling even that they control some stuff, they're actually better decision makers in the long run and stick with companies longer. So, but what do I know? That's only proven to be the case. So anyway, Minerva, I didn't want to call out Minerva directly, but Minerva's part of this group that is shit, because whatever management group, whoever's running these people, is doing a terrible job. Like an absolutely horrific job at customer service. So anyway, there's the note. I realize this video is long as shit, but if you guys were interested, that's the only reason you're watching it. So these should be the cards that they owed me. And then here is this box, which I'll bust for you guys to see in a separate video. Yeah, so Bowman baseball. Not a big prospect guy, but maybe get something cool in there, so it could be nice. Maybe it'll be a loaded box like they used to give the Beckett. Upper Deck did. What was it? Upper Deck Exquisite, I think. Where they pulled that AP that was nasty. I think that was it. Get out of here. Alright, so I actually have a duplicate of this card, so it's what I had to settle for. I'm not, again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm happy. I'm glad this is done with. I'm not happy with the result. But at least I'm getting the cards that I was owed, I think. That doesn't... Hang on a second. Well, no, I don't want to cut the video. Is this... I don't think this is the one they were going to send me. I don't know. Whatever. This card I already got, so I guess I can trade it or sell it, but on card, Griffey from Museum Collection. I see there's a little bit of a glare. Sorry about that. Sunlight coming in. And a Sandy Koufax. And it's on card as well. So, two beautiful cards. I don't have a problem with the cards. These, again, the quality of their work, their creative side, the autographs that they put out are excellent, so I like that stuff. There's 3 packs of Stadium Club, which I'll bust off here. So I'm glad this is done, but it's, again, there's no way, even though this person, Minerva, says they take full responsibility, there's no way that one person at customer service is the reason this happened. I mean, from spring of 15 to end of the year 2016, a full year and a half, based off of them saying, hey, we put out the worst product in our product history, send back your hits, and we'll replace them. Like, they did the recall. It wasn't a redemption. I've waited 3 or 4 years, both 3 and 4 years, for redemptions from Panini, Upper Deck, and Topps before. So when I buy a redemption, I understand that it could take a very long time to get that, because it's up to the athlete, who I've worked with, athletes. It takes them a long time sometimes to fulfill their responsibilities and sign their cards, or for them to go to an auction and find like a game used jersey or something. So I understand that more. I don't complain about that. I never write to them asking for updates, because I get that. But this was them saying, we screwed up, send in your stuff, and we'll give you X for those things. And I did my part, and they just pretended I didn't send it. They stole my card and never sent me the stuff they were supposed to send me. So that pisses me off. But we have a conclusion now. This is over. The only thing I was wondering with, again, I'm doing this December 1st, so earlier in this video, you already saw what they said they were supposed to send me. I don't recall. I know it was this, but for whatever reason, I thought it was a Hank Aaron, but it might have been Sandy Koufax. So it doesn't matter. They're equal players in value, and I like both equally, so it really doesn't bother me. I just thought it was the wrong person, but I don't want to misspeak on that. You would have already seen that earlier in this video. Because, again, it's been a year and a half, so I don't remember exactly everything in those 30-plus emails we've had back and forth. So thank you for watching, sitting through this. TOPPS, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Minerva, thanks for trying to make it right here in the end. I'm not silly enough to know or to think that you were the person that did this alone, although you are the person I went back and forth with on the emails. So there's no way you dropped the ball for a year and a half after my repetitive emails. It had to be somebody over you, and I'm confident of that, and they told you to take the hit. So I'm very unhappy with TOPPS. If somebody else gets an official baseball license, although I don't mind buying unlicensed stuff, I might leave TOPPS completely, but I am definitely, at this point, not purchasing boxes, probably not buying more t-shirts. I've spent way too many thousands with them to have a year and a half wait on them to just mail me a card they already had in stock. So I don't get it. Anyway, thank you. Later, guys.